We're going to look at the setup here on BTC, and we're going to cover tons of these altcoins which have been chopping around a little bit, but we might have some amazing long and short setups for you. So by the end of the stream, you're going to know exactly what to do this Thanksgiving weekend. Let's go. Guys, and remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, and hit the subscribe, and let me know how you guys are feeling. Are you in the shops today? What are you guys doing the day before the Thanksgiving weekend? James tells me it's quite a wild time over there. Hello, Mr. bearish. Welcome, sir.
Good day.
Talk to me. Last Thanksgiving, what did the market do the day before? What happened?
That's it. I went back to take a look and went a year back, and the week before Thanksgiving, we went from 99,000 to 90,000. It was a big dump up until the day before, which is the equivalent of today, and there was a massive green daily dildo for today. So you never know. We still got how many hours to go here? We might have a turnaround.
Okay, well, guys, you're only as good as your last Thanksgiving pump. Okay, so let's see if this is going to work. Let's take a look at Banter Bubbles. Let's see what's going on. And if you're wondering why I'm blue today, I've done something to my light, so pardon me. But all over stock, guys, that stock long from yesterday is actually cooking a little bit. So hopefully you guys got some of that stock. What else did we do well yesterday? We got SPX long the top. That thing was an absolute pumper. I've got a possible short setup for you guys on that one. Hype seems to be waking up a little bit here, and I've just had a crack on 2-bit trading 𝗵𝗵𝗄. I wonder if it's time for 𝗵𝗵𝗄 to wake up, because I've just seen Brett is really looking nice. Maybe it's 𝗵𝗵𝗄 that is going to be a lagger that is going to start pumping. So I'm going to cover those setups for you as well in a couple of secs. This is what I was talking about on my tile. Do we need to be bearish at the moment? This is the 1 hour time frame that I'm watching on BTC. Now, naturally, if this type of thing starts playing out, we might see some deeper levels than what we'd like. Okay, so right now, what are we watching? And Albert says the only thing pumping is turkey. I think we need a turkey coin out there. I think we should have got that face ripping pump incoming. Well, that'll be fun. Okay, hopefully we're going to be prepped and ready on this guy. So what can I see in front of me? We've got this little lower time frame head and shoulders developing here on BTC. Okay, so we can see there's a little bit of trouble. What do we know? Lower time frame. We've got a 1 hour bullish divergence print over here that can tell us that there might be a little bit of energy available on the lower time frame in the market. So in terms of supports that we are watching right now, what do we need to be concerned about? You can see 86K, that is zone number 1. That's my VWAP in play, and my 3A2. A little bit lower down, I've got 85K. That is going to be my wick low as well, and that is going to be a nice horizontal. So these are two reasonable bounce zones for me if they don't come and kill us too hard. Okay, now if this head and shoulders is going to start rolling us over, well, I think it's just a matter of time then, and we're going to be taking out the weekend lows that we still haven't touched, and that is sitting at around that 618 fib at 83,800. So let's watch those levels to the downside. What is the plan to the upside? What are we going to do? So number one, we need to invalidate this thing right here. This is the right shoulder. I want to see this thing taken out. Bang. Possible rejection there, and then a nice strong push into my big short zone. That 91K region is what I'm looking at. Maruk, do not tell me XRP is pumping. We are not. James is nodding, but yeah. I mean, this is not right. This is not right. Why do they pump XRP on Thanksgiving? This is wrong. Yeah, maybe James has been market buying again. But anyway, 88,800, guys. Look out here. That is going to be our next rejection zone we're going to watch. That was our big rejection zone that we had yesterday or the day before. And then we're going to see if the bulls can come and deliver into 91K. Okay, so that is the upside zone. That is a high conviction short zone for me there on BTC. I have explained that in detail over the past couple of days here as to why it's a big zone, but I'm going to show you again on that 3-day chart. So in terms of little scalpies, what have I got involved in here in the last hour while I'm prepping for the show? I've jumped into 𝗵𝗵𝗄. I'm going to take you to that chart now. It's not a big size, but if there is momentum, I've got a little bit of a 𝗵𝗵𝗄 plan here in case there is a squeeze, because we can see that Brett right now is actually outperforming. Maybe 𝗵𝗵𝗄's going to come to the party. We've already seen SPX and Fartcoin delivering. So we're looking at some of the laggers here. Zcash, I know there's a lot of reasons to be bearish on Zcash at the moment in terms of the chart, but what I picked up earlier, 12-hour double bullish divergence on a VWAP and a 786. And when I smell that type of thing, I start nibbling around for a little bounce. So I've jumped into Zcash as well. I'm going to cover all of those charts for you. And PMG George, bro, this virtual, I'm telling you, it's going to be a face melter at some point. Virtual and near are sitting around supports. They've been chopping around. If this market ignites, I'm telling you, virtual and near are going to start waking up. So guys, let's get into the news. Let's see what's going on. And I also have an update for you on the indicator pack. A lot of you guys couldn't find the indicator pack in the show link. So remember, if you want that Black Friday indicator pack deal, you got to go into the show description, click on more, and then you're going to click on the accelerator school. And that is where you're going to find that indicator deal that is $279 for a year. Okay, that is where you're going to find it. And Rich Baldwin says CRV could be breaking out. Rich, is it? Or isn't it breaking out? Let us know. If it is, maybe we'll long the top with you there, sir. Let us know. Maybe there's an emergency CRV situation brewing for us. Let's take a look at some of the news events here. And I've got a ton of stocks today that we need to cover for you guys. But step one, as always, we're going to look at the lickies, and that is 220 million at the moment. So similar to yesterday, I would say in the current conditions, this is called a relatively quiet day. And it's probably because all you Americans are out at the store now prepping for this weekend. So that is relatively calm. But guys, I mean, it's time to have another look at this. This is an old classic. Okay, let's see what's going on here with the 2021 top buyers. Let's see what's going on. James, can you hear this? Time. Is it your first time? Welcome to the club. Okay, welcome to the club, guys. Welcome to your first. You're getting stripes for this. Now, this is the most exciting thing for Thanksgiving for anybody that is involved in crypto. Okay, there's Mr. Investor. How are your little coins doing? Are you a millionaire yet? Don't you hate that feeling? And then after that Thanksgiving or something, these things rip again. But then when they see you again in a year's time, you're busy taking pain. I mean, it's a classic, guys. Follow me, Master08 here on X. Okay, so guys, good luck at all the crypto bros out there that have to deal with aunts and uncles and grannies at the table this weekend. And I just love this. Cashed out before it went to zero. Total profits minus 80%. It's still a win, guys. It's still a win. Okay, what happened today? So we had US jobless claims. They fell to 216,000 for the week. So not too bad. If you look at the continued claims, 1.96 million versus 1.969 million expected. I can't say that's that negative. The S&P's woken up relatively happy. James, bullish or not, where are we now on the current?
Well, that's it. These numbers would show that, okay, Powell looks like the job market is actually getting a little better. No rush for rate cuts, but then we pumped as soon as it came out. I think now the market's so scared of a recession because all the numbers are so bad that they're now going, oh, well, this is good. Hard to keep up with what the fickle market wants, you know?
Oh, so you mean it's bullish? Okay, no, thanks.
Bullish as hell.
Thank you for clearing that up, because look how the S&P and everything has responded today. Everything is looking nice, and S&P really, we are back cooking, guys. We are so back. We're above the 50-day MA. We're pumping into Thanksgiving. And what is actually moving? What is who was saying it's actually moving? And guys, don't forget $10 XRP end of the month. Okay, we got a few days left here. 5 days left, but guys,
end of the year maybe.
S&P is maybe. S&P is looking good, guys. S&P looking super strong. And let's talk about the NVIDIA short sellers. And NVIDIA is so overvalued. And then eventually it falls over and they go, yeah, told you so. Guys, everyone gets, even a blind squirrel finds a nut on occasion. Let's not forget that. And in terms of NVIDIA, a little bit of a recovery pump. I'm not expecting miracles here just yet. I think we are at some point going to get this long for NVIDIA traders, 165, 166. I think that is where we're going to get another bounce at some point on NVIDIA. So kind of just like letting it play out. I'm in a little scalp here, trying to get something going, but I'm not expecting much more than, say, 186 into 190. Okay, so NVIDIA is doing its thing at the moment, and I actually had a tweet that I now have lost, but basically it's NVIDIA versus Google at the moment, and NVIDIA have stepped in, and they've said, so congratulations to Google. Well done on your epic AI journey. We will continue to supply you. Okay, so they just had a little bit of a dab there just to get people to understand that NVIDIA is actually still the boss. Okay, regardless of what Google has to say about things. Okay, so that was a nice little comeback. Then in terms of Microsoft, well, guys, I've told you before, this is what you need to do. These TradFi guys, like, they can't control themselves. When they see a 200-day moving average, literally the drool starts coming out of their mouths and they start trembling. and they go and they long, okay, and they short. And look at this. There's Microsoft bouncing off the 200-day MA, the simplest trade in history. When these stocks hit the 200-day MA, you just buy it, okay? You're automatically going to get a few percent. It's like literally a free gift. They're literally giving you gifts, these guys, okay? Remember, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of traders, and when they see it drop on the 200-day moving average, what do? Go long. Okay, so there you go. You see James nodding. He agrees. Okay, so MicroStrategy. Well, I wish we had a 200-day MA for MicroStrategy, but that is long gone, unfortunately. But still waiting for my 152 bounce zone, waiting patiently on that one. Hopefully we are going to get it. And here's Coinbase. Okay, also a nice little recovery play here, giving us a nice bounce, maybe on the back of a crypto recovery. Now, I just want to point out, here's your 200-day moving average over there. And if we pump into that zone, well, that is possibly a sell zone. Okay, that is our 200-day. Look out for that. Okay, so 206 on Coinbase, possibly coming a little bit later. Okay, so here's my mixed bag. All I need is Circle to actually just wake up and take me out of the gutter, and then I'll be happy. You know, then we can start exiting some of these positions. But look at that little Microsoft, guys. A little simple play off the 200-day MA. Nice little gift there, and good recovery on Coinbase. I'm actually getting close to cutting that one because I was actually so red at one point. It was actually a filthy moment. Okay, so guys, there is the stock situation. Let's talk gold as well, and we are moving now into our second big rejection zone. So yesterday we covered a short zone on gold. It was this region over here, the 618. We got a small little rejection. You can see now gold might be looking to squeeze, and 4,190 makes sense to me as a possible rejection zone. Look at this. We're getting bearish divergence on the 2-hour. I'm starting to feel like gold might want to start rolling over just a touch. Even if it's a short-term dip, we might see that. So gold traders, 4192. Marek, bro, I've just given you. I mean, I told you. I went Zcash and Peppy, and you win entry. I can't win entry myself, guys. It like feels wrong. It feels totally wrong. I don't even know where my win entry thing is. There it is. Okay, there we go. But I hit you as it started. Zcash and Peppy. Let's see if we get liquidated live on the show. Okay, let's see how that goes. Okay, so that is that for stocks and some of the news things. Let's talk about Mario saying Bitcoin has reached an RSI on the weekly this low only 6 times in history. Okay, that is obviously a very interesting thing, and weeklies are more applicable to spot type traders than high leverage traders because, reminder, a weekly RSI can dip a little bit lower here over the course of 2 to 3 weeks, even 4 or 5 weeks, and absolutely decimate you and dump Bitcoin another 10 or 15%. So read into that how you will, but in terms of spot, yes, if you're a spot trader only, when this weekly RSI starts hitting these types of levels, you can start buying. You might still find Bitcoin can drop to 50K, but at some point, this weekly is going to start reversing back to the upside, and you'll probably be okay. Now, remember, the next time that weekly gets to over explosive levels at the upside, remember you do the opposite, okay? You start taking a little bit of profits when we start hitting those types of levels. Now, in terms of BTC, here we are on the 3-day, and I spoke about a higher conviction short zone, and that is this 91,400. Look at that. It's our macro 236 fib pool. There's a nice undercarriage. So if we pump into that region, it makes sense to me that we should get some kind of rejection there. And you can't be hard on yourself if you take profit at 91,400. It's very reasonable if we pump into that zone. Okay, so look out for that day because the bearish case is obviously still in play now on BTC going forward. And once we clear levels, then we can start having these discussions about bigger things and stuff like that. So one of the markers, obviously, we need to watch USDT dominance, and who's blowing 50K on undies. I mean, he's obviously tying himself up for a rough weekend there, and not 50K now, maybe Feb, now 78, 74K max. Baru. Nice, bro. Okay. I mean, I'd love that. I would absolutely love that. But look, I just look at the chart and it's not off the table. Now, USDT dominance, look at this on the weekly. If we get this drop this weekend, guys, I'm telling you now, set your alarms, 5.67%. That alarm must say, have you taken profits? Okay. And then take profits. If you get that move this weekend, I'm telling you guys, that is a very dangerous place to be. Okay. 5.67%, even 5.7%. Get an alarm on over there. Remind yourself in case there's a pump, that is where you need to exit. And then in terms of things being bearish, well, we could this weekend, for example, get a push up into 6.5, 6.6%, and we could still remain relatively market bullish provided we reject at that type of region. Obviously, that type of sell-off is not going to be fun. That is going to be Bitcoin testing the lows. That is going to be these alts pushing extreme levels. Those that have exploded are going to go to like a 786 fib, somewhere like that. And obviously, if we break through that, then it's obviously change your undies. But hopefully that is not going to happen just yet. Okay. Panda says we are going up or down, guys. Mark my words. I 100% agree with you. James, do you agree? We are going up or down?
I concur. Up or down for sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So now that we all agree we are going up or down, let's take a look at what is cooking here. Let's go altcoins. Okay, let's talk about these alts here in front of us. I'm getting confused here with my browser. Wait, there it is. Okay, so in terms of the 4-hour heat map, this thing TAC is absolutely exploding. Panda, while you sitting on the toilet there typing in the chats, why don't you just whip your phone out and take a look at the TAC chart and tell us if we need to short that. So Panda will drop a little short setup here in the chats for you guys. He'll let us know. And yeah, Mia says, thanks, Panda. That was very helpful. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure everybody has the clarity now, guys. It's either up or down. But this TOC is going one way, and that is going to be down, I can assure you. So let's see if Pandas can scramble and give us some kind of setup on that guy. Now, another one today that I was tracking on the 4-hour RSI was this home token. This is an interesting one. I do have a couple of short zones of interest here for you guys if you want to try it. Remember, this is the shitcoin casino, and you are looking for reversals at key zones. Now, the game here is small position, looking for a big move, but you're going to need very low leverage and a super wide stop because these things can obviously squeeze you out of the picture. So what you typically want to see with these types of move is a little pump through your zone and then possibly a nice big 20 to 30% dump, which we do see happen fairly regularly on these types of things. So you can look at these types of zones, 279, and you're looking at 30 as your possible big rejection zones for a 20, 30% downside on this home token. So look out for that. That is a possible short play for you guys. Now, what are the markers we can pay attention to here before I jump into some of these altcoins? Albert, is an SPX falling over? Might be just in front of our short zone. We're going to look. Bitcoin dominance. Look at this. You can see we are now on our first line of support that I gave you guys yesterday. This is a possible bounce zone for BTC dominance. Now, what does this mean for us? Well, essentially, if Bitcoin is going up and dominance is pumping, then we can all relax. Okay, we can all just breathe and chill. The problem is if it's bouncing off a zone like that and Bitcoin is flat or rolling over, then these alts obviously are in a little bit of trouble and we need to pay close attention to how we are operating. But that's why I've labeled this one Bitcoin outperform. So we're in the Bitcoin outperform zone at the moment. And then if we pump into this type of region up here, we're looking for alts to outperform BTC. Okay, so we're keeping it really simple here with how we're looking at these things. And let's get into some of my favorite meme coin. Let's talk about ETH at the moment. And Tom Lee says he now sees 7K instead of 10. Okay, adding that ETH could drop to 2.5 before rebouncing. Okay, so guys, basically he's saying, look, ETH is maybe going to go up and it's maybe going to go down, and he's going to probably get liquidated at 2,500. I mean, do you think that's a fair summary?
I think he's been hanging out with Panda. It's definitely going up or down.
Okay, so I mean, this is a man this man is sweating. He can say what he likes. He's sweating at the moment. When you got this amount of billions invested in something where you are underwater and you start realizing you may have bought the top of the cycle. I mean, it's just one of those things. And there's no ways he is not thinking about this in some way, shape, or form. There's absolutely no way. So let's take a look at ETH at the moment. Higher time frame, we can see what is going on here. 3,500 is the dream zone. It's the one that Tom Lee dreams of, where you'll probably come up with an excuse to start selling some when it goes back to 3,500. But that is obviously the ideal area for him. But what we can do is we can look at things on a much lower time frame, and we can see what is going on here. Now, on our 1 hour, very similar to BTC, you can see this bottom zone over here. The oscillator is talking a bullish divergence print. And I was saying this earlier today, we need a second pump soon or this starts rolling over. So maybe this is going to be our second pump that we need on ETH. And maybe this is a nice pump that is going to give us a nice short setup at a reasonable area. So I just want to show you what we are looking at here at the moment. If ETH does push up, there's an absolute war zone of order blocks up here. Look at this situation. We've got danger, danger, danger. So in terms of short zones, 3020 into 3060 for ETH. If you get a push into this region this weekend, that looks very nice for the bears and very nice for anybody who wants to take profits. North Korea prepares to welcome in. Rolling out the red carpet. Okay, I mean, let's not even go into that at the moment. But 3020 into 3060, that looks like a nice big rejection zone for us. Okay, so pay attention to that. You can also see there's the remnants of a trend up here. Look at that. Hello. There's a little bit more resistance here for you guys. So that is my big TP danger zone there for ETH. Obviously, we can have a new discussion. If ETH blows, breaks through 3000, starts getting support up there, then guys, we might have a ton of fun next week. We could have a pumper on our hands and we really enjoy ourselves. But right now, we need to just be careful in this choppy market. Remember, it's a low volume week as well. There's Thanksgiving coming up. Anything is possible, okay, including chop up and down to wipe you out and then send it back to exactly where it was. Now, talking of chop, I'm also dealing with a little bit of Chop City at the moment, but my highlight of the day is currently Brett. I mean, this thing is absolutely cooking. Look at this thing. And it's getting super aggressive here at the moment. There's my 𝗕𝗂𝗃 that I just got stuck into. I'm sitting in a Fartcoin short. I'm going to explain that to you guys in a minute. It's not something I'm going to let run because I've got a much higher conviction short zone coming up for you guys. 𝗬𝗃𝗏 literally messing me around. Look at that. My head short is now equal green to my bigger long. So I've got a much bigger long. It's like 2x the size. And hopefully that long will overtake it. Pump, I've got the short and long at the moment. That's also messing me around now. ETH, let's see if we can get a little bit of pressure pushing here on ETH at the moment. 𝗬𝗰, I'm still dancing in 𝗬𝗰. Monad from yesterday hit that big zone to the upside. Got a little short in there. Hyperliquid, let's see what happens there. Solana, also just breaking my balls at the moment. Like nothing really exciting. There's Stark and there's Link for you guys at the moment. So no real changes to what is going on here at the moment. I have added Zcash and Peppy obviously to the mix. I'm going to take you guys through those in a couple of secs. Now let's get into Solana and let's see what the story is here. So Ali Chart says 𝗬𝗰 is absolute rubbish at the moment. Desert Fox, 𝗬𝗰 chopping around. Yes, it's complete rubbish. Damien, I've got an entry for you on Asta. I have preset limit orders. I'm going to tell you guys all about that in a minute. Now, Ali Chart says 13 million SOL were accumulated around 142, making it a major resistance area. Now, why is this a major resistance area? Well, think about it this way. These guys bought SOL at 142. It's dropped down. They've had to explain to their granny that they are now underwater. And what's going to happen is if the SOL pumps back into 142, these guys are highly likely to start cutting some of their positions. So that means there's going to be sell pressure at a level like that. And you might find big resistance at 142. Now, the nice thing is this ties in really nicely with the when entry from the other day that I dropped in the Discord. And you can see this is still actually valid. Now, we've had two entries into the zone. Now, yesterday we had our bigger one, that 141. And for me, things are actually starting to look a little bit bearish on SOL. But the game here is, how do we play this thing strategically? Because these guys might play games with us this weekend and give us a pump in the market, and we might see altcoins explode. But I want you guys to see there's 4-hour bearish divergence here on Solana. So what you want to watch out for, if the market pumps again this weekend, you might find yourself something like this. We print another lower high. We generate spider webs on the 4-hour on SOL, and that new high probably pumps into maybe that first stop zone, even possibly this bigger stop zone up there, and then we get a monster rejection. So just consider this as a possibility. Okay, you can see it is rolling over now. If you got the entry, well done, you are in it. And there's obviously a million ways you can play this thing. But right now, 142.8 is the existing stop plan, and 145.25 is the backup sort of lower leverage trader stop plan. Maybe you can ladder in there. That 4-hour 4-hour oscillator is not looking bullish, guys. Okay, it's not a good look. You kind of want to see that on the other side of the fence. You want to see that thing lower down if you are looking for longs. Remember, when you see this at the downside, you're looking for longs. Now, it's pretty bearish up here, and that is short country there for me. So if we get a Thanksgiving pump here, guys, I don't think it's something we need to be married to. I think we really need to consider things like SOL, which could lead a lot of these other tokens along the way. Okay, before we get into the rest of the show here, I just want to tell you what I've got and what you can look forward to. Why do I look so blue? This is crazy. James, am I really that blue?
The eyes are on fire. You're going to have some fan mail here from the ladies, I'm sure.
It's from holding my breath. From holding my breath, so I don't get liquidated. Okay, let me just show you guys what's coming here. We've got Zcash. There's news on this thing. We've got Black Friday offers. I've got Monad. I've got Stock. I've got Asta, Fartcoin, Brett, SPX, Pepe, Link, Sui, 𝗬𝗏𝗏, Pump, Virtual, and Near. If we can get through it. Now, somebody in the comments yesterday after the show, obviously not a regular, he's like, what are you hackers talking about 𝗬𝗏𝗏? What kind of lingo is that? So can you guys please enlighten this man after the show? Can you just enlighten him in the comments there and tell him what 𝗬𝗏𝗏 actually is? I just sometimes forget that we have all these phrases here and people can watch. They must think we're absolutely insane with some of the things we say. So if you could just do me that favor after the show, tell the man what 𝗬𝗏𝗏 actually means. Now let's get into Zcash. Why am I so dumb that I want to long Zcash? Well, look at this. For all the talk that privacy is over, says Emperor Osmo, ZEC was the second largest protocol in terms of fees generated over the past 24 hours. Like, that is interesting, okay? Like, they are still generating fees. People are operating there. I have no idea. I love this thing down here. Jose says, source? What are your sources? Okay, so look, it was on X, guys, so it's obviously true. In terms of the higher time frame chart, you can see what is going on. This thing looks terrible, okay? Like, this looks like if there's a repeat of the weekly, say, in 2017, or even in 21 or late 21. Look at that. Look at these drops here once we hit these big resistance zones. So all things being equal, you might find yourself a little bit of chop here, and then we end up back at zero on Zcash. But that doesn't mean like this thing can't get squeezed and board up a little bit along the way, okay? And again, remember, like, if too many people are shorting this thing, it can generate a squeeze. If the whole of Twitter decides that the ZEC trade is now over and everyone wants to short it to zero, what do you think happens next? James, wrong answers only. What do you think happens next? Wrong answers only.
10K.
No, but that's the right answer.
Oh.
You're supposed to say wrong answers only.
Zero.
Okay, there we go. So, okay, so I might be obviously totally wrong. And the whales can come in and absolutely dump the Zcash, and that is obviously a possibility. But right now you can see I've got VWAP support, I've got 786 fib, I've got 12-hour level support, horizontal support here as well at this 490 region, even down to 480. And look at this, we got spider webs, double bullish divergence on the 12-hour time frame. Okay, so that is enough for me to open a small isolated position and say to myself, maybe there's going to be a little bit of pumpage and maybe I need to pay attention. And with that in mind, I can maybe grow this position in an isolated trade. Okay, so we don't put ourselves under pressure if we are wrong, and maybe we can get a nice pump. Okay, so upside potential targets in a perfect world, 548 and 573. Okay, and clip it. They said Zcash to 10K. Guys, remember, XRP to $10 by the end of the month. James, is that right? Yeah, thank you. Okay, it's coming. Okay, now let's go. There's a couple of things, guys. A couple of exchanges are doing things for you guys. WeX, number one, has offered a deposit bonus here. Look at this thing. If you put $100 into WeX, they're going to give you a 50% deposit bonus. Now, there's no KYC on WeX, so you go into the show description, you sign up, you click on more, and you sign up to WeX over there, and you just use an email address. There's no KYC, and they've got a tiered deposit system for you guys as well. So even if you're depositing up to like $5,000-$10,000, you are going to get a deposit bonus there on a scaled basis. Okay, so if you want to try some WeX, guys, there is a link in the show description. Remember, everything I talk about, you go to the show there and you click on more. And who's saying Pendle Dildo? Ralph, I mean, I'm watching you, sir. Okay, you click on more and then you go down. Okay, and you're going to see all the stuff over there. There's WeX, there's the accelerator course, there is the indicators you're going to find there. There's the Chart Hackers Discord. Everything is here for you guys, okay, under the show. So just go and look in that area and you will see it. Now, why did I try and short this monad? Well, number one, I gave you guys this second resistance zone yesterday, and we might have peaked now. Okay, this might have been the second move. And what I'm watching, what is interesting to me is this 1 hour bearish divergence. We got spider webs here at the moment. And Giorgio, I'm very offended that Pendle's blown up. I'm pretty sure DJ and Dave got a Pendle long. I'm quite upset about that because I don't have any. But you can see in terms of monad, look at this. It's looking a little bit bearish here at the moment, guys. So this could bring you a little bit of downside. What I would say, if you want to play this thing now, ideally you want a tighter entry than what you got now at the moment. But I did give you guys this region yesterday. But what I'd like to see here, if you push into 4.7 again, probably worth a second look. Okay, so if they do just give you that, probably worth a second look. And then we are looking a little bit lower, maybe about 34, somewhere in that region. So probably like a 10, 15, 20% move potentially here for you guys. And Matty likes 300x leverage on 𝗬𝗵𝗿𝗄. But that is kind of what I'm looking at here on this monad. So maybe it's run out of energy. Maybe we are going to get a little bit more downside. What you want to see is just a visit to that big horizontal region over there. Okay, so that is the kind of game plan there. Let's talk stock. And I think what you guys can do, anybody sitting in this long, is you can use the 50-day moving average as your support. Okay, so look at 0.14, guys. Anybody took that stock trade yesterday, 0.14, use that as your support or your possible exit plan or your possible add-on play here in case they drop it down and they send this thing higher. You can see there might be remnants of some kind of inverse head and shoulders brewing on this STRK. I know there's some kind of link to MicroStrategy, James, something like that. So maybe if there's a recovery there, things start cooking again. So look for that. But 0.14, guys, anyone in that, you can see I'm still holding that position. Let's see what happens there. Now, in terms of getting rinsed, let's see. I've got Peppy long, and I'm prepping an Aster long here on 2-bit at the moment. So you can see I've started a small Peppy long. I'm going to show you that chart in a minute. You guys can obviously join me on that one. I'm going to give you the exit zone as well. And this is on 2-bit. And then in front of you, you can see an Aster chart. And I've preset some limit orders on Aster over here, 1.04 and 1.02. So I'm expecting, or I would like in a perfect world, to see another dip on Aster. I'm going to explain this to you now as well. And maybe we pick up those orders and then we get a little bit of action. Now, Damien says Zcash will only get to 680 before crashing back to 100. That'll be nice, guys. That could be an amazing short opportunity up there. I think it's very difficult to short something like Zcash on support. I think you really need to short the green rather than the support. So let's see how that plays out. I could obviously be totally wrong. Let's look at Aster here. Now, why do I have limit orders lower down? So this is one of those patience plays where you really just got to kick back and wait for this thing to come to you. And you can see 104 is looking really interesting down here. I've got a macro 618. I've got a beautiful horizontal cluster waiting for me in this region as well. And I'm expecting some kind of drop here this weekend and then some kind of pump to the upside. So I'm locked and loaded. A couple of orders here for this guy, 104, 102. You can see in terms of the 1 hour, we are getting pretty close to some kind of pumpage. And the ideal scenario here is bullish divergence, bang, and we print a new low on the price. So that will be our ideal situation. If I get the job at 𝗕𝗵𝗿, I hope they pay me in Aave. Aster are in, I think we can do a win entry on Aster, no problem there. Kim Funded, get Kim Funded on the show. Kim Funded got a 3,000, what was that P&L? 3,100% on SPX. He actually made me vomit in my mouth a little bit when I saw that and cursed myself for closing SPX too early. I was actually a little bit offended. FedBomb says dump coming. Yeah, everything's possible, guys. Everything's possible. Okay, so guys, there's my play on 2-bit at the moment. Let's see what that delivers us. Now, let's talk Fartcoin. Are we going to get a high conviction short, or are we going to be stuck in the low mini time frame short that is possibly going to stop me out? Right, yeah. Okay, we're going to talk about that now. Right now, the higher time frame or the higher conviction short for me on Fartcoin has been for a couple of days here, guys. And I really think we just need to wait for this. It's going to come. This zone here, VWAP, 50-day MA, macro 382, trend in the zone, horizontal. It's a monster area here for Fartcoin. And if we get that second pump on Fartcoin, this is the 2 hour here at the moment. If we get that second pump, you're going to print bearish divergence on some of these higher time frame oscillators, and it's going to be quite a monster divergence that's going to start playing out there. So if we get a second pump here on Fart, you're probably going to do that on the 4 hour, something along those lines, and then you're going to get that short. So guys, this is the current when entry waiting for you in the Chart Hackers Discord. You can get that in my channel. I tend update when entries every day, and looking for some kind of action here on Fartcoin. So big zone for me, guys. Let me just give you the entries here. It is 336 into 336 into 354. That is what you're going to do. Okay. All in Chart Hackers Discord, Black Friday. Yes, there's a Black Friday deal on Chart Hackers. Okay, guys, just bear with me. Like, I love talking shit coins, but listen to what I got for you. Okay. The indicator deal you know about, that is going to be available until Monday. Then we've got the Bitfunded deal that is available for you guys, the prop funded trading. If you buy 3, you get 6. Okay, that is going to expire now. They've extended it for you guys. They've extended, I think, by 4 days. I'm going to show you that in a sec. You buy 3, you get 6. They don't expire. So you can buy loads of these things and you can use them over time. And you also get 100% profit share. So let me just show you guys, this situation quickly here. And then we'll jump back into the other stuff. Okay, so here's the Bitfunded deal for you guys. Take advantage now, okay? Stock up because, I mean, obviously next Black Friday, there will be stuff. But this guy, like, you're looking at, like, discipline. You're looking at a different trading style here. And this is why I've also put a team in the Chart Hackers Discord for you guys to guide you through this. These guys trade prop funded accounts all day long. It's their job. They're there to look after you. And Kimmy and the 𝗏𝗏𝗏 are in there sorting you guys out. So get some of these things. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? Okay. James, will you put the email address in? What is it? Dylan.giveaways@cryptobanter.com. Okay. 20 people that sign up this weekend. Okay, so starting from today, 20 people that sign up today for Chart Hackers on a month-to-month basis. Okay, I'm going to give you a Bitfunded starter pack. That's worth $79 as well. Okay, so if you sign up now this weekend, so I'll talk about this again tomorrow. The first 20 that sign up, I'm going to give you a $79, $5,000 prop funded account from Bitfunded. Okay, guys, so there's the email address, dylan.giveaways@cryptobanter.com. So you sign up to Chart Hackers Discord, okay? Go sign up to the Chart Hackers Discord, then mail there, say, hey, I've just signed up to Chart Hackers Discord. I want my Bitfunded, okay? And then we'll check you that you've just signed up, blah, 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 and we'll sort you out with that. Okay, so that is going to be there for you guys. So just email there, okay? dylan.giveaways@cryptobanter.com, and I'll sort you guys out there. Okay, so that is that. And then in terms of Chart Hackers, there is a yearly promotion going on. It's going to expire in 2 days. This is for the yearly deal for you guys. Now, reminder, anybody who's buying Chart Hackers now on a monthly basis before the end of the month is always going to pay $99. It's not going to go up for you, okay? We've got a monster team in there, and come December, those rates are going to start going up, okay? So you'll never pay more than $99 if you're locked in before the end of the month. There is obviously the yearly deal here for you guys as well. You can click the link in the show description over there, and you can sign up now on that link as well. So that'll give you a discount there for the yearly stuff. Okay, there we go. Black Friday stuff we have covered. Let's get back into shitcoinery. Okay, so Fartcoin we've covered. You guys know my sentiments. You know my view on Fartcoin. I believe if we get a pump here, we're going to get a beautiful short. I'll have that in the Discord for you guys. Yes, sir. Hello, sir. Look at this thing. Okay, Brett has decided to come to the party. Okay, here we go. So look what it does today. I dropped this chart in the Hackers Discord earlier today. There's our local bull zone. We've hit the lower part of the local bull zone, the 0.5. Remember, the bull zone is the 382 and the 0.5 with a VWAP in between. And we hit the 0.5, which was the lower band, and an absolute rocket ship here on Brett. Okay, so anyone who was in the Chart Hackers Discord, you would have seen that chart here earlier today. Now, in terms of this is a possible danger zone for Brett. Okay, so this is a possible rejection zone right here. Look out for this wick. You can see this wick might be an issue. If we reject hard here, and that might be the start of a dip on Brett. Okay, so you can use 167 if you're not in it and you're looking for to send this thing lower. That's a possible short opportunity there. Then your next danger zone. Okay, I said if there is a squeeze later, look for rejections up here, 00174. Okay, look at that, and then look at 018. Okay, so 01744 and then 018. These are your rejection zones. This one is quite interesting. There's a VWAP here as well, and a very big horizontal level. So just be careful up there. If you're trying to long up there, that is a high conviction rejection zone at that 18 region. Okay, so look out for that on Brett. Nice for everybody who's got that. What we're looking at right now is obviously this bullish divergence print on the 1 hour. Now, we've seen that on a lot of these altcoins over the last couple of hours. Okay, bullish divergence prints, and these ranges are super tight. So again, I'm not confident that these things are just going to carry on grinding and lasting. You might just see stuff like this on these oscillators. So yeah, I mean, just play it safe, guys. Hedge at good resistance zones and obviously take profits along the way. You don't want to round trip the whole thing and tell everyone at the Thanksgiving table that you didn't take profits. Okay, let's look at SPX. And we are almost in our short zone here for SPX. Okay, so 0.695 is coming for SPX. I believe this is a highly volatile, dangerous zone at 695 for SPX. And if you are looking to get out of your position, Kimmy, 3,000% up, or you're looking to take a little bit of profit, Kimmy, 3,000% up, maybe you want to be looking at this type of region over here. Okay, so 695 into 70. Why is this interesting to me? Look at this undercarriage there. Bang. Look at that 786. It just looks like trouble, and nothing wrong with reasonably taking profits at zones like that. Okay, so SPX, you can see the story, and again, doesn't mean the tail is over, doesn't mean the move is done, because if the market really wakes up, there is a possible move into 91. But the question is, what if the market doesn't wake up and they start dumping you this weekend, and you end up down here with SPX, and you start cursing yourself that you didn't take profit, and then you have to go and do it all over again? Okay, so just look out for that, guys. There is big resistance coming on SPX. Now let's talk Peppy. Are we going to go to zero on this thing, or is it going to do a Brett and wake us up? Now, earlier today, I gave the chart hackers a play-by-play on how I would play this Peppy situation, and the first step was obviously trying to hold the local bull zone. Now, the first thing we lost, funnily enough, today on the weakness was the local bull zone. The local bull zone was here somewhere, and Peppy dropped through, and then it started pushing down into the 786 right before we got a bounce. And when you see a 786 and trend under any conditions, that is typically where you want to try and grab some kind of long and just see where it takes you. A 786 and trend can give you a squeeze. It can give you quite a nice push in the market. It doesn't always give you a new high, but it is a nice marker that you guys can play with. So Peppy, in terms of support here, multiple zeros, 4411 is what we are watching. We want to see that hold. Now, what is the plan here for me on Peppy? I want to see this thing start grinding higher, and if it can pull a Brett here, you might see a little bit of consolidation under the zone, which is the, what do we got here? It's the 464 zone, and then I want to see this pop and squeeze to the upside. Okay, so that is kind of like the bull play there on Peppy at the moment. So 44 is going to be your base support that you are going to be using, and your horizontal that you want to break through is going to be this 464. Okay, so that makes sense to me there in terms of the breakout. And then if you do get that breakout, you're going to use that as support, and you're looking for upside 483, and you're looking at 494. Okay, so those are those zones there. And it smells like something's burning. James, I think I've got the same problem as you. James was saying earlier he could smell smoke. Now we're on the opposite sides of the world.
Yeah, I had to run outside because the neighbor's house is on fire. And do you have a fire next door as well?
Oh, well, I hope not. I'm extracting air into my mom's basement over here, so I wonder if there's something outside. Okay, well, anyway, let's continue. You got the deal. Okay, on Peppy, there's your trend support. You know what to look for over there. One of the things you can do, guys, if you are a little bit bearish, and I was trying to explain this in the Discord earlier today, what you can look for, if you want to catch a short, is what you can look for is the spike through that region, and then you want to try and short that thing over there. Okay, you might be able to catch yourself a short. So give me, you like that. So look for the pump. I wonder, look for the pump into 47. And see if you can catch that wick. You might get yourself a short, like Brett here, for example. This could literally be a short. Okay, look at this here, 1647. In fact, I'm actually going to take some profits here on this Brettles here quickly. Hold on. I don't like the look of this this little 𝗫𝗓𝗄 over here. What are we, 2,200? Let's go. James, should I close half? Okay, James, I'm closing half. Max order size. Oh, wait, hold on. The position's too big. Okay, we'll close a little bit less. Okay, there we go. We close some Brett. Okay, now we can sleep at night. Okay, that might be a short here, guys. Look out there on Brett. That is a possible short right there. Okay, now, okay, Peppy, you know what to do. Let's talk Link, a proper underperformer here at the moment. Very tight range. bullish divergence print here on link, guys. All I can suggest is danger at 13.2. If you blow through this region, then you're looking at a nice short zone, 13.6, okay? 13.6 for this weekend. That could be nice. Look at that VWAP. Look at the 382, 13.6 on link. Key support, 12.6 into 12.4. 12.6 into 12.4. Watch that area over there. If they do sell it, look at that possible bounce there on link. Remember, all these charts are in the Chart Hackers Discord for you directly after the show, okay? Let's see what else we got here at the moment. 𝗬𝗰, absolute shitcoin. And I mean, first bounce zone, but I mean, please, 𝗬𝗰, like, don't try and fool me at the moment. I still think we're going to get 𝗬𝗰 a little bit lower down here, the way this price action has been going on. So I'm still sitting in the 𝗬𝗰 long from the other day, the breakout. I've added nibbles, nibble, and now we are looking for possibly a bounce here, 146, and big support, guys, 143. I think, watch that. This is probably like the higher conviction play here, 143 on 𝗬𝗰. That kind of makes the most sense to me. So if we do get weakness here, that is a nice long zone on 𝗬𝗰. And I just want to point out, like yesterday, I think we spoke about it on the show. I definitely covered it in the Chart Hackers Discord, but we were looking for that bearish divergence print on the 2 hour. And I was saying it's only going to happen when 𝗬𝗰 pumps into the 1.6 zone. And then they did give us this move here and they printed that bearish divergence. So I think the rollover was, reasonable after a move like that. And now we just got to see, are these bulls going to hold for us? And are they actually going to send it higher? Like, I'd love the good old days where we can just have a monster-sized 𝗬𝗰 and kick back and just watch that thing pump. Now, Giovanni says $8 for 𝗬𝗰 soon. Yeah, and $10 for XRP in how many days left, James? 4, 5, okay, something like that. Okay, so guys, 𝗬𝗰 143 looks interesting. And then obviously here we are. This is our first bounce zone, 146 that we are watching. I better put this back. In case I say second bounce zone, there's first bounce zone. Okay. Now let's talk to 𝗬𝗯. And guys, if you want to have a crack on 𝗬𝗹, again, is this the end? Like, I don't know. Was that the halving pump? Are we done now? It's a difficult one to say. 300 is support here. You can see your rejection zone is 324. That is your danger to the upside. So if you're looking for a bounce play on 𝗬𝗹, I'd say degen 300. I'd say slightly more conservative 290, give or take. Makes sense to me. So you'll probably find a decent 1 hour reset in that region at 293, somewhere there. Look at that VWAP. Don't ignore that VWAP, that 0.5, that horizontal. Don't ignore that. That could be the move there on 𝗬𝗹. 292 looks okay. Degen 300. Okay, that makes sense to me. Then let's talk pump. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Straight out of the local bull zone. James, did you see? I like that. I really enjoyed that. Fuck me, I really enjoyed that. Okay. The power of the local bull zone, guys. I tell you again, if you're in the Chart Hackers Discord today, let me just show you. All the stuff is here. Okay. Everything is here for you guys. Okay. All these charts are here. All these setups. There's pump. Okay. Local bull zone, guys. There it is. Okay, it's all there for you guys. All these setups that I'm watching all day long. Look at that. There's Brett. Okay, you get all of this from me and the team every single day, including the win entries and stuff like that. Okay, that pump. Oh, geez, that pump's going to make my day. Literally going to make my day. Okay, let's talk virtual. I don't know. Is there anything to say about virtual? What I suggest is small position, let it simmer. This thing's going to explode. Okay. I think that's all you need to know. So 89.5, use your support at your low support is 85. Okay, close below 85, get out. Until then, small position, let it explode. Okay, if these memes are popping off, virtual's gonna come. Okay, and the same story with NEO, guys. Look at that. Absolute dog shit until it's not anymore. Okay, so 180, call it 1.8. on NEO. Okay, that's that, guys. Okay, so I'm obviously back tomorrow. Don't worry. You're going to be on holiday at home doing degen things, probably on the toilet on your phone. Just make sure you're watching me and thinking about me while you're doing that. Okay, because we're going to be doing some things tomorrow evening. Enjoy your Thanksgiving situations.
Good luck, everyone. Don't eat too much turkey or pumpkin pie. Enjoy.
There you go. And don't be phased when the uncles and the aunts and the grannies are, how's my little investor? Okay, just stay strong, guys. Okay.
Have a couple of drinks before you go.
Have a couple of drinks. Tell them you got the Lord. Okay, they can come and watch. They can come and watch as well. Okay.
Cool. It's coming any minute now. It's almost here.
Any minute now, guys. It's just around the corner. Okay, see you later.